Next Thursday, your parents'
Hi.
class.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to my Crush Your Open House class. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, how many of you have been to an open house class before? Right? How many of you have been to one of my open house classes? Yeah? So good, because I have a different mindset about open houses, right? So I hope that today you learned something new, or remember, people need to be reminded more than they need to be taught. So maybe I'll give you some good reminders of how to do this properly, okay? Today we're going over open houses because this is an amazing way to make a great living. The owner of Keller Williams Corona, he started real estate when he was 52 years old. How many of you are younger than 52? Most of you, yeah? So he was 52 when he started, he got into real estate, and from 52 to 62, he did open houses every single weekend except one weekend in 10 years. Can you imagine that? His name is Jim Brown. He did that, and then he launched Keller Williams Corona after that. And then now he's been, now he's an older gentleman, and now he's semi-retired and living in Georgia. But he was able to build a multi-million dollar empire, and he started at 52. So remember one thing: you're never too old, and it's never too late. Got it? And if those of you that are younger, you guys have a huge advantage because you can be anywhere you want to be in 5 years. You're only 5 years away from the life you want, anywhere. People overestimate what they can accomplish in 1 year, and they underestimate what they can accomplish in 5. You're 5 years away from everything you want. I built everything I have in the last 6 years after having started over. So you can dream really big and make it happen, okay? Today we're gonna focus on open houses because you have to understand, real estate is simple but not easy, okay? You're gonna get your business from two places, from people you know and from people you don't know. That's simple. Yes?
Yes or no?
And one of you have a preference over the other. Some of you will only work, some of you are limited you're only working with friends and family that you know and past, some of you are only comfortable doing that, and you'll never talk to a stranger because you listened to your parents in kindergarten. Remember when your parents told you don't talk to strangers? Some of you took that literally, and it's affecting your real estate career. All right, you guys, I attention over here because I'm distracted when there's other side conversation. Yeah, so there is, I forgot what I was saying. See, I'm so easily. Oh yeah. So just remember, when you're in kindergarten, they told you don't talk to strangers, and some of you still do that now. I'm telling you, please talk to strangers. Yeah. Okay. People. Yeah. People you know, people you don't know, and then some people will absolutely call every stranger in the world, but not their family. Okay, whatever your preference is, you have to know each other. I like open houses a lot because for those of you that are not crazy like me, because I nothing excites me more than going and talking to strangers in the store, in the streets, and everywhere. Cold calling them, everything. Nothing excites me more than that. But some of you want clients to come to you. So what you do is that you mail them letters, mail them postcards, or do that. But that's considered. There's prospecting and then there's marketing. So you to be successful, you want to be prospecting based, marketing enhanced. Because if you're only marketing, that is very expensive. Remember, people, there's a lot of amazing. You guys know real estate is the only career that has the highest attrition. Attrition means largest failure rate of people that leave the business. The reason for that, I know the statistics from National Association of Realtors published in 2020. Out of 1,000 people that raise their hand to get into real estate, only 13 are left after 24 months. I need to know those numbers because we own a brokerage. So I'm looking for my 13. I'm like, okay, who are the agents that are going to do this? Because most people get in because they watch Selling Sunset and they think it looks easy, right? They're like, oh yeah, we saw 3 homes. Which one do you want? Real estate is very hard, but very rewarding. Remember, entrepreneurs, I just want you to, I learned something at church this weekend where we talk about how you could glorify God in every career. Okay. And if God put the calling in your heart to be an entrepreneur, it's there for that reason, because you could still glorify by helping and blessing people every day. Okay. So you could serve God in any profession. Okay. And just understand what your bigger goal is. I really like the story of I really like the story of JFK. JFK, because everybody's important in every position. Yes. I like the story of JFK. He was walking and he was doing a tour of NASA when he was in office. And he was very intrigued because there was a gentleman working really hard and he was sweeping. And he asked them, hey, during his tour, they asked him, hey, what do you do? And the gentleman said, I keep the floors really clean so we can get a man to the moon. Does that make sense? He knew that his job contributed in some way to the larger mission. Understand that what you do for a living, you're glorifying God and what you're doing. Because what you do for a living is that you have the unique opportunity to bless people and help them get to where they want to go. At a state, you want to help them sell a home when someone died, help them when they're going through a divorce. Sometimes understand that when people don't keep in touch with you after you sell a divorce situation, it's because sometimes maybe you're part of that chapter they don't want to remember. It's not personal. You could have done a great job. But I want you to understand that what you're doing is more than making money for yourself to buy whatever you want. It's not about that. It's a bigger purpose. So when you come to prospect for your business and you decide, I'm going to work with people I know, people I don't know, which one do I feel more comfortable with? It's not very difficult. You're going to get your clients from everything could go to these categories. You're going to get them from door knocking, right? Going to people's houses. You're going to get them from cold calling people. Yes. Following the do not call list rules. Hey, break script, right? You're going to get them from open houses. You're going to get them from marketing. Yeah. Whether social media or mail. Mail is something I'm really focusing on this year. I'm looking to hire someone to help me with that, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but like if you look at your mailbox, you don't get that many letters from realtors. Have you guys getting a lot of mails from realtors in the mail? It's like the mailbox is not good. So in your area, there's probably some good realtors going after that. I've lived in my home here in Lake Austin for 4 years, and I've never ever had someone door knock me. And I've had only a couple of people prospect, and Bailey was one of them, and she's in the artist. She put a flag, and I did what a good leader does. I recruited her to the lakes. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, you're farming my area. You work with me, But I admire that. So open houses today is the focus. Open houses, to me, I want you to understand. You coming to the office and prospecting is great, but in open house, people that I know that do this at a high level, it's imagine you opening a business, you're putting a business establishment wherever you are. Imagine, so I see the mindset. You can go to a vacant house that's for sale, right? And set up shop there and put signs out and call from there. Make that your office of the day. Because you have is there a higher probability someone's going to walk in there and do business with you than right here? Or in your living room when you're wearing yoga pants? Yeah? There's higher odds that someone's going to walk into your open house. So I personally, the only part I don't like about open houses is putting up signs. If you feel me, raise your hand. That is the only thing that stops me doing it more. Yes? But I don't do that many open houses, but when I do them, there's different levels. I do a level 10 open house. And to me, what I'm going to say, and we're going to get her on the calendar, Diana Renee, because she is someone that she was a brand new agent. She had sold a yoga studio. She said, hey, Sofia, I was a top producer at that office. They said, can I set an appointment with you? And I was like, that took courage, like to go up to someone and say, hey, you're number one in the office. Can I learn from you? So she came, and then I like her because she came with food. She knows her way to a chubby cheek's heart. You know what I mean? She came with food and sat with me. And she did exactly that. I told her, Dan, and she rolled with it. She's number one. She already bought her third investment home in Florida this year in the last 12 months. And each property was $600,000. Like, this woman is making over $500,000 a year. Only knows nobody in California. So her only form of lead generation is open houses. But she does them at a very high level. So I want to teach you what that is. So what it is to me is that, and I have a couple of things. If you guys been in Steve Ryder's class, he has a different mindset. If you do an open house, number one, if you get your own listing, you absolutely should do your own open house for your own listing. Okay. Unless you're like me and don't do, and have 10 businesses, none of you are like that, okay? So if you have, I don't have 10, 5. We have other businesses, then I'm at a different season in my career, okay? But if you do it, you should do it. I still try to do it myself as well, okay? So you do your own open houses, but it becomes something that you don't. There's half-ass open houses and then there's level 10 open houses. Half-ass open house is the agent wakes up on Saturday morning and says, "What house should I hold open today?" These are not KW agents at this office, I promise you, because we don't do that here, right? They wake up and go, "What open house should I do today?" Then they show up at 12 with 5 signs and put them out. Like, you understand, like, if I'm going to take a weekend, if you're going to take a day away from your family and friends, or to nap, or to do something better with your time than get no results, then I want you to put all your effort in. So if I do one, it's an event that's planned out. I tell clients, I'm gonna list your home. I list homes on Mondays. I prefer there's realtors. I brought in people to teach the listing presentation class, and they believe that Thursday is the best day to list a home. And that works for them. And I'm not gonna argue with someone that's also making $1 million. Everybody has a different mindset, right? I believe Monday's the best day because I want to give an opportunity to give maximum exposure to the house for the open house. And then there's the little things, the details that leading up to the open house. So number 1 is number of signs. Number of signs. So I have an SOP, like a standard operation procedures for open houses. All the forms I have are uploaded into a folder called Crush Your Open Houses, and will be on the Bid on KW the Lakes folder. So you guys can download them when you need them. Got it? Okay. So the first thing you do is, okay, so first I want to talk about if it's your own listing. If it's your own listing, I tell sellers, we're going to list your home on a Monday. Why on a Monday, Sofia? Why? Because I wanted to, at Keller Williams, we're a technology company. So open houses, your property it'll go on over 650 websites. I don't know if you guys know that, but our next competitor only goes on around 85 websites. We go all over, right? So that's very important for you to understand that. That's a huge advantage you have of being with the #1 real estate company, okay? So it goes on all these websites, and I tell them, and then on Monday, this is how you do it at a high level. You get a little open house sign, okay? You can get them online really cheap. There's a company called SMS Printing, I think it's called. It's a wholesale company. I'll get you guys the link. Remind me, Kirsten, please. The link. So when I was at the Board of Realtors, I was a director. And I found out where they got their open house signs, like wholesale, to sell it to the Board of Realtors, so the realtors could sell it to the agents for a profit. So I got the direct connection. I ordered them from them. Okay. Because I was like, wait, the sandwich signs, you guys get them for $10 and then sell them for $20 to the agents. So I get them for $10. I get them directly from that place. What I do is sometimes they have a minimum order of 100. So what I do is I partner with another agent. Hey, you guys want to buy signs together? And we can buy the bulk order. Okay. Now, so this is what you need to know. You list them on a Monday, and then you put a sign out that says open house Saturday or Sunday, and you advertise it on the front lawn all week. So the neighbors, when they're driving by the whole week, they know an open house is coming that coming weekend. Got it? Then what you do is you do what's called, I did this, and oh my God, we got so much business. My sister, when she was brand new, this is her first open house. I do what's called a neighbor only open house on that Wednesday. So it's for the neighbors only. So this is the letter. The letter is not from it has no KW the Lakes logo. It's not signed by me. It looks like it's not from me at all. Got it? The letter says, dear neighbors, we are your neighbors, Georgia. This is a real one that I did. Okay, these are my clients. We are your, it even has I was like, oh, George, I thought it was my ex-husband's signature on here. No, it's not. It's the client's name. Okay, so we are your neighbors, George and Sharon Ramirez, and we live at 2429 Brookhaven Drive in Chino Hills. We have been living in your neighborhood for 27 years, and we have loved living here because the neighbors are friendly and it is a pleasant community with great schools. We have decided to sell our home and move because we're ready for a change. The reason we're writing to you to make sure that you are one of the first to know that we're selling our home. The Sofia Chacon group at Keller Williams Realty will represent us in the sale. If you have any friends and family members or perhaps coworkers who would like to live in your neighborhood, you might want to tell them about our house. Wouldn't it be nice if you could pick your neighbor? We would like to invite you to a special neighbors only open house preview of our home Wednesday, February 22nd from 4 to 7. The Sofia Chacon group will be hosting and will have snacks and refreshments on hand. This is a special invite that is not available to the public. Only our neighbors are invited. You will have this chance to preview before the public open house Saturday, March 4th. Look at the time. You gave it 2 weeks. See that? You have, in this market is different, but in that market, I was able to convince people to give me like time to sell their home to get them more money. Does that make sense? You may have to do Wednesday and then do the open house on Saturday for the public. Got it? This will be a great time for you to have a look at our home and tell your friends and family about this great home for sale in your neighborhood. Thank you for taking the time to read this letter and hope to see you at the open house preview. When you do this letter, you put in a white envelope and you just put a handwritten note that says neighbor. Very important, neighbor. And you put that on the door. We passed out 350 of these, and this property was in Chino Hills. You guys, I sold this home, this was a few years ago, so home prices are already high, but that's equivalent to $1 million house right now, because the home prices were about 300, and this listing was a 700 at the time. I got 2 more listings from the neighbors from this. It didn't happen right away. One was right away, one was like 6 months later, but it worked. And my client was able to refer more, like it's part of the chain of clients, yes? This is a neighbor open. I recommend you host this. What I did is I just went and bought water bottles at Costco and some snacks, and then I had fresh egg rolls. I bought one of those like a heating. We have it here for the next Tuesday's breakfast, but it's like like a chafing dish that you plug in. I have it and put egg rolls on it. Just I bring hot and cold, and I provide wine. Those of you that are against alcohol, I don't know. I don't drink, but I provide alcohol. The neighbors met each other. It was really nice. I used to do these before COVID. I used to do also like the same thing, but I would do them to introduce the new neighbors to my clients. So I would say, hey, help me. We're the same letter, but say, hey, we just moved to the neighborhood, and we'd love to host. We want to meet our neighbors, so come over for some wine and cheese. So I would host the on Wednesday from 4 to 7. Remember, remember, like if I double ended, it's the same house. Now they'll get another letter inviting them to who moved into this house. You know, just wine and cheese, and you invite them over to it, and they'll come. Yeah. Who likes the neighbor letter? Who wants a copy of it? You guys will get it. Okay. You do it on Wednesdays. This is something you could partner with a new agent in the office and do it as a team and just split all the deals that come out of it or all the leads that come out of it. Mm-hmm. Got it? It's a lot of work, a lot of folding, printing, writing, walking around, inviting. The cool thing is that when you go drop it off, you say, hey, your neighbor's hosting something. I'm the agent, and you get to meet the neighbors too. Okay? So we do that before the open house. Now, the day of the open house, I have a different mindset. Those of you that are putting 10 signs because you don't have signs or whatever, you just understand you're minimizing your opportunity to meet more people because you're only inviting like the people that are in the immediate neighborhood. If you do it right, you're doing it. I used to create an event on Yelp. It's free. You guys can go to Yelp and create a community event for free to invite them. Then you go, I have a whole social media playlist here. Open house social media playbook. Okay, and I'll go over that with you. So that's for your own open house. Now, if you don't have a listing and you want to do an open house, then what you do is you call around agents until someone says yes. Try the agents in this office first. Or if you're targeting an area where you live or somewhere else, then agents don't only like to do open houses on the first weekend. Okay? And even if the property's in escrow, say, hey, can I still hold the house open to get you backup buyers? When you ask an agent for, I actually should type that out, a template for that, Kirsten, to add it to this. I should type a template. I have a template where I just can't, for my team, it would say, hi, Marcelino, I'm Sofia with KW The Lakes. I see that you have a listing in this neighborhood. I would love the opportunity to hold it open. What I will do is I will provide you feedback from whoever showed the home. I will keep the house clean, lock it up, I will do everything possible to represent you well with your clients. That's how you can convince someone, but you have to tell them what you're going to do. So I'll go to that because I have the open house questionnaire. The open house questionnaire is something that what I do is I'll spend $50 on $5 Starbucks gift cards and put a little sign up that'll say exchange your feedback for a $5 Starbucks gift card. Because people like instant gratification, they like something for free. Okay. And then put because Latino families, they want all the Starbucks card, they'll take them all. So put one per family. Okay. So that was a hard lesson for me. One time they were all gone. I was like, oh my God, like my open house is gone. I need someone to go give me Starbucks gift cards. Okay. Now I probably could just text them to them, right? But back then I needed the cards. So you do a questionnaire that's going to ask for feedback for the seller because that will help you get a price reduction. We're about to go into a different real estate market. That's why you want to start building that. Okay. Here it'll say, is your home in your right price point? Yes or no? Are you pre-approved? How did you hear about us today? Are you currently working with a realtor? Right? On a scale 1 to 5, 5 being best is rate the home on curb appeal, size, location, condition, price, and neighborhood. How many homes have you seen? Is this home better, worse, or comparable to others? So would you consider writing an offer on it? So when you have an open house questionnaire and you convince them to fill it out, you're getting their name, email, number, and home address. What I would do on this form is this. Remember I told you guys that I tried everything. I tried having people sign into my open house on my iPad. I tried having a person standing there. I've tried giving them snacks. I tried everything. The form where I get the most information is always this form. This form, because as humans, we are brainwashed and conditioned to fill out everything with a highlighter. It'll bother us if we don't fill it out if it's highlighted. Right? It's psychological. So if you ever want someone to fill something out, highlight it with yellow. Got it? What I don't like about this form is that it doesn't ask for their home address. That's what I don't like about it. But you get the cell phone, email, and name for sure. And then what are your plans? Just shopping, need to buy now, plan to buy next year, need to sell a property.
What is that phone called?
It's a sign-in sheet, yeah, but it's highlighted. You have the link already? You see it there? Yeah. So she's a visual learner. She's over there looking for it right now. It's here, look. So the sign-in sheet, yellow. So what I would do in the questionnaire is I would definitely highlight the first 4 with yellow so that they fill out that information for you. And now you have feedback to go to your seller. Right now, you could just put a house up, and let's be real, you need to put a for sale sign outside to sell it. You don't need to do any flyers, correct? Because the market's crazy. But understand that the market's it's changing very rapidly. So I want to equip you with skills. So when the rest of the realtors open their eyes, we already sold all the homes. By the time they realize what's happening with the market. Got it? Okay. On here, it says set the date and then always ask the clients for permission to host the open house. One of my tricks is that I always have in my office movie tickets. I buy at Costco wholesale movie tickets, and if it's my list, I'll go to the seller and say, hey, I would love to meet me at the property. Open house starts at 12. Do not show up at 12. Show up an hour before your open house, always an hour before. Have it already set up, look professional. When you're at your open house, you guys should go visit open houses. You guys should see how not to do an open house. Agents are on their phone, not dressed professional. If you come to my open house, I put on a show for you. There's music, there's food, and I am crazy. I am in the street. If nobody's in my open house, I'm in the street bringing in people. I'm flagging down cars. I'm crazy because I did not waste my Saturday to not get a lead. I get really upset if I just wasted my whole day. I'm a high D, right? So if you waste my time, it's like I could have been doing something better. So I will bring people to the open house, okay? I'm inviting the neighbors and all that, and we'll talk about that. But the day of open house, this is me. Welcome to your new home. I stand out, and if you guys know, you guys seen, I also have a stack of my resumes. I didn't think of bringing one to right out to the class, but my resume, I bring and I pass on my resume. I say, I want to apply, like Steve Ryder says, well, I have a realtor. And when they say that, they're standing in front of you, you go like this. Oh, you have a realtor? And you go. Like, where's your realtor at? Right? Oh, you have a realtor. Just in case that doesn't work out, because you don't want to say nothing negative, okay? Our culture. Say, just in case that doesn't work out, I'd like to apply for the job as a backup plan and give them your resume. Now you really stood out, yeah? Hand them your resume. Call the client and set the expectations. Say, you always set expectations with your client. You say, open house starts at 12. I need your home ready to go by 11 a.m. You're going to be leaving the property. When I get there, I always thank them for letting me host, and I give them, hey, for you and your family to go, you guys heard of a place called John's Incredible Pizza? Like Chuck E. Cheese or something? So like, I would do that. I would say, oh, here's $30 toward that or whatever, like whatever you could afford to give them. If you don't have a budget for that, then you just thank them so much and tell them, please leave it, but meet me back at the property exactly when I close. I want to give them feedback in person. I want to show them the feedback forms on the property. Okay. Explain time of arrival, paint a picture to what happened, what time to leave, what time to meet, what time to come back. Okay. You do place an open Saturday and Sunday sign 5 days in advance. Set up the open house in the MLS, Craigslist, Facebook. Do an event on Facebook. You could create an event, put the pictures of the house, and then invite people, because that way in social media, you're promoting it. That really does work. Doing a Facebook boost ad to the neighborhood and inviting people to your open house. What I've noticed right now, because the market's changing, the agents are not doing that. When the market's hot, is when homes are not selling and it's a buyer's market, not a seller's market, the agents are constantly promoting with like paid ads because they want to get people to their open house. Right now, they're not doing it. Right, that'll get you so many buyers. You could spend a $10 boost and get people to come to see it online. Okay. Yelp event page, people don't know it's free. Facebook event page, yeah. And in the MLS, you could put that you're having an open house, because a lot of apps will see that an open house is coming.
Another one as good as OfferUp.
Oh, OfferUp, yeah. On the apps, yeah, on all your apps. Yeah, next door, if you're in your same neighborhood, that's a good idea. Oh, great. Set open house in MLS. Very important. Every single community has different sign ordinances. This is why an open house is not something you just slap together last minute, because if you do half-ass open house, you get half-ass results. That's how you won't get people to come, and it's just waste of your time. So you do it, plan it a week in advance or two, like literally. And what you want to do is call and get the sign ordinance, because in the city of Eastvale, if you use sandwich signs, they will keep them and fine you $100 per sign. And Lake Elsinore sign ordinance, they don't let you put up 40 signs, right? I am gangster like that. Like, I'll put up 40 signs and risk them taking them, because I'm like, who's out there patrolling? Because of COVID, they're not out there going to catch me. You know what I mean? But I want as many signs as possible. So for me, when I had my real estate team, we would put a minimum of 40 open house signs. It's a lot of work, but guess what? I'm not wasting my day putting 10 signs up. To me, that's lazy. You put them just an hour before it starts. What are the odds of people driving up and seeing it? People see your signs, but they already had somewhere to go. I believe that's how I do my open houses. Signs were up at 6 a.m. because I want the neighbors that are running errands to know that there's an open house to come back. That's why you have to have a sign that says open house starts at 1, because they'll see it, they'll follow it, but then they don't know what time to come back. 40 signs minimum, 40 signs minimum. And what the sign says doesn't matter. I have over 300 signs in my garage right now. They say my name, who cares? Just get people to go to the house, and then they don't care what the sign says. Okay, so I always say I can't throw them away. Someone could use these. Who cares? I don't care whatever it says. Just bring people, it'll direct people to your open house. Okay. That's part of the investment you do in your business, is to get these signs. It's annoying because you'll lose them, but it's part of the cost of doing business. Okay. HOA sign rules as well. Find out what the sign ordinance is for every city, and they'll tell you how many open houses you can have. If they're in a gated community, HOAs will have sign ordinances. Okay. It's very important that you become the expert of the house and do your research on the property. Don't just show up. You know how many times people in this room and myself have sold homes because we were ready? Because you have to understand the psyche of a buyer. Buyers always look for properties a price in the price point they can't afford. It's statistically proven. If you see buyers normally are in neighborhoods they can't afford yet. So you always want to have a price point for homes in a lower price point than the one you're doing. So if you're doing a home price of 700,000, have homes that wherever homes are around 500,000. So when you're talking to people, say they're like, oh, we like it. Just say, oh, how's this price for you? Because I have homes that are 500, and they go, oh yeah. And my open houses, I put 2 signs up. It'll say, one will say, hey, home buying guide, selling guide, you know, because that way they'll walk to your table, and if they go grab a selling guide, then you know that they're thinking of selling. You go talk to them. The best thing I did that I need to implement again is that I created my own hero program. I created my own hero program, and I made it up. It was for teachers, school. They'll say, how about my cousin? She's a government official. Oh, she included too. Whoever, and what I did is I invested in some signs. I invested in a pull-up sign that said, are you a teacher, a firefighter, police officer, veteran? Ask me about discounts, right? Ask me about the heroes program. And what happened is, as people walk to open house, they'll say, oh, I'm a school teacher. Well, I'm a police officer. What do you have? So what I did, I had signs made that were the same thing. You guys can have these made, make them on Vistaprint yourself and print them. Like you make a sign, and what I did, I got an image from online of like a nurse, and say, are you a nurse? That's all it said. Are you a nurse? The other sign said, are you a veteran? It had a picture. It had an image of a military guy. Are you a teacher? Are you a thing? And I just can't find them in my garage because my house flooded. I had all this before as my props for the class, but my house flooded last year, and I don't have this stuff anymore. I need to order more. It's just said, are you a school teacher? Are you for this class? I emailed my printing guy. Go, well, he has the image, you know, and he did not get it to me. I was like, I need it for my class next week, you know. I want to show you guys, but it's a military. Because what I would do is, as you walked into my open house on the grass, it'll say, are you a nurse? Are you a teacher? Are you a firefighter? Ask about hero programs. So you see, you have to see this as an event. This is like a big deal. You see how much planning goes into this? Because you're like, nobody came. Oh yeah, because you know, if you wake up at 9 that day and put up 5 signs and sit in there and don't know anything about the community, you're gonna get those kind of results. Everything you do, take pride in. Everything you do, you grade yourself an A+. Okay.
What was the program? Like what?
Oh, for me, I just made it up. So the one I made up is, and it would change depending on my budget. Sometimes I would say, I will reimburse you for your home inspection at the close of escrow. And if they said, and they didn't want to work with me, I go, and your appraisal. I'll throw in as much as I can. Or sometimes I would say, oh, you get $1,000 credit at close of escrow. I made it up as I went. And then my assistant was crazy because she's like, because it wasn't consistent. You know what I mean? I was they're getting a home inspection, they're getting appraisal, they're getting $1,000, they're getting all of it. Because I would say whatever I had to just to get the business, whatever I customize it to the client, but they got something. Does that make sense? Okay, it works. So cost city ordinances, very important. When I do my open house, like it takes time to prepare, and you guys will have this checklist, but you will have the ability. You have make sure you have information on the closest schools, closest parks, closest things that people care about. What I like to do to take it another level that I need to add on here. Where's my pen? Let me see, Selena. Yeah, add on here. So I update this because this is an old one. So I like to do what's called a seller perspective sheet. So I'll ask the seller, tell me why did you buy the house? Oh, we loved it. What do you like about living in this neighborhood? Oh, the neighbor always gives us potato salad on 4th of July. We have a neighborhood barbecue. The neighbor across the street, she makes the best egg rolls. Like she's an amazing lady. Have a Bible study over here. Whatever they say, I put it on a yellow sheet and say, look, this is a seller's perspective of living with, because you're selling a lifestyle. You're not selling a house. You don't walk around and say, this is a kitchen, this is bedrooms. You pay attention, ask questions. You're selling a lifestyle. Got it? Make sure you're prepared. You become the expert. And do the research on the community. See what homes sold. Very important. Bring a CMA on the house you're selling. Bring the comparables. Bring the active sales. Bring other sales that are still available. Look them up that morning. I like having a laptop out, my iPad out, because I want to show them, okay, what's up? Like, you know, let's do it right now. Here's the link to my lender. Let's apply right now. Okay.
Can you verify your last four?
4211.
Buy water, ice drinks, snacks, paper plates. You have to ask permission to have food. Okay. there's a rule that came out that you had to have prepackaged food.
Yeah.
And I was like,
lot of
there's
aches
a
and pains,
realtor, she's
knees,
84,
back,
her name is Dottie
hips,
Reed, okay?
shoulders.
She's alive, she's so old that they don't charge her MLS dues anymore, and CAR dues anymore. She was one of the first females in California. She's the sweetest lady, two-haired bakes. And I was so mad when someone reported her for baking cookies at her open house. I was like, you realtors have nothing better to do than report Miss Dottie. Miss Dottie, like she's so, look her up, Dottie Reed. She's I should bring her, huh? She'll give us wisdom. Oh yeah, Kirsten, write this down for a calendar. Miss Dottie is so cute. And whoever she said, they reported me, darling. You know? Oh my God, I was like, oh my God.
What is your, if you have a interested buyer, because I'm used to, I will only work with buyers who are willing to sit with me, right, for the consultation and stuff like that. But in an open house, do you have them apply on the spot and then do a consultation after?
You know, no, I do a consultation on the spot. Like, you know what I've done? I bring my buyer consultation, you know, we have it. And we're in the process of, and this is, I'm letting the cat out of the bag a little early, but we're in the process of developing it. You know, like the ability for you to hire someone in-house for a very minimal fee to do all this for you. Like if you are not going to do it yourself, you're going to pay someone to update all your marketing for you. So you have or you could do it for free yourself, but you haven't done it. So I think you should pay someone. Okay. So you have your buyer consultation. So I call it trick them into a consultation. So I trick you. I'm like, okay, let me tell you about the buying process. Cause you know it. And I've done it before where if I get 4 buyers, say, you guys, can I give you some information about what it's like to buy in California? There's over 52 steps. And so I have like a little class like I do right now. I have a little class in my open house. So be prepared for that. Always be prepared. I do. I'll send the link because I was a lender before. So the lending application is called a 1003 application. And I used to have it. I need to look for it, but it was the best. It was a 1-page legal paper application that I had since I worked at Wells Fargo, and I loved it because at every open house, I would literally get a full 1003. What's your income? What's your job? Like it's the best form. I'm like, I need to ask Tom if he has one. It was a paper one. I loved it because for years I filled it out. My lenders loved it because at the end of the open house, I'm like, here, I got you 3 leads. You know, it's already all their income. I got their social, date of birth. I have a trick on how to get people social, okay? You guys want to learn it? Because I used to cold call as a lender. And this is what I learned. I would tell people. Because it kind of creates loyalty over cold calling, Hector. Once someone gives you their social, like they feel like they're like loyal to you because now they trusted you with that. So this I would trick people, okay? I would say this.
2015.
Not trick, but get into, that sounds bad. That sounds shady, but it wasn't. I would just say like this, Marcelino. I would say like this. What are the first 3
Real
digits of
estate
your
agent
social?
now. Yeah, I got my
They'll say
got my
548.
degree in business.
What are the
after I
next 2?
retired,
2,
and
2.
then for the last 4 years, I've been
And they'll
in
say,
real
okay,
estate.
what are the last 4?
I love
People
it.
couldn't believe how the hell do you have 100% socials on all your applications, and no one could do that in the office. I'm like, oh, I figured out a way because people don't want to give you give me your social. They say no. What are the first 3 digits? Okay, what are the next 2? Because by the time their brain catches on, I already got their social. 100% works. 100%. I was top 1% lender in the whole nation, President's Circle, and all that. That's how I did it. Okay, so prepare CMA, know the comps, bring the actives, pendings, and sold. Be versed, like, because you remember 30% of buyers are sellers. And you have to see your open house. Your mindset is, I'm being interviewed as an agent, because the people that walk in, let me tell you something. When you're not in the market to buy, you're nosy. Some people are really bored. They're lazy, noisy neighbors, and they just walk in to see what the neighborhood looks like. But most people will not, like when I'm not looking for, when I'm not looking for furniture, do you see me walking around furniture stores? No, right? That's not, most people, 90% of people will not be walking around if they don't have some kind of interest. Understand? Even the sellers, they're nosy neighbors. Not really, because everyone will sell at one point or another, yes? Either they're gonna sell in their lifetime or their kids are gonna sell after they're gone. But that home will be sold at one point, right? Very few homes stay in the family forever and ever and ever. So you have to see this as you're being interviewed for a job. And dress like it, look like it. Like I am, when I fired an agent from my team. Her name is Isabel, no last name will be given. But like, I was so upset because this is when cameras were a new thing. And it was so embarrassing. She's like, your agent. She's a little gordita and she was eating in the client's refrigerator. And I was like, she like just helped herself to make a sandwich. And she was, and I felt really bad because I was like, man, like I'm gonna feel bad if she's diabetic or something, if she needed, like sometimes there's health conditions, but she just was hungry. And I was just like, this wasn't before we had Grubhub and DoorDash. So like now I'll just Grubhub myself some food like Tanja does. I just Grubhub myself a burrito if I'm hungry, but eat before. Don't be eating while they're there. Don't be on your phone while you're there. Just take this very serious. And then the best tip is assume that people are always recording you. People are always recording you. Assume that. Okay? Always. What else? Day open house, 6 a.m. 40 signs. Went over that. Oh yeah, for me it was sign out the signs because if you lose one of my signs, it costs you $20 to replace it. Let me tell you what happened. I used to buy 40 signs for anybody that joined my team. And they always lost them. Then when I made them pay for them, they never lost them again. That's called human nature, yeah? So yeah, so that was a rule I instilled for that. Have a listing presentation ready. On the spot, think sellers are walking in here. Sellers are walking in here. Have your listing presentation ready and be ready to roll for that, okay? Prepare your home for sale like checklists and stuff because you want to have those conversations. Bring business cards, wear your name tag, dress comfortable, professional. Turn on all the lights, open all the windows. Don't park your car in their driveway. Park away from the house. I have signs that say you cannot use it in bathrooms. Please do not use the bathrooms. I tape those on the bathroom doors. Okay? I tape those on the bathroom doors. And I do that if they have little kids. I always go to the 99-cent store and buy an Oriental Exchange Company. I get bulk little crayon boxes where there's like 4 crayons and coloring books. I like to bring things for the kids because I want to impress the people. So I'll say, hey, listen, Keller Williams has really cute coloring books that you can buy for $1 or whatever online. So that was cute. Or if I'm reading this, sell them. If the house smells, okay, so you have to know what kind of house you're hosting open. Go look at it before if it's not your listing. Sometimes there's issues, you want them to clean it. Jacqueline just did an open house for me, and it's a beautiful. The pictures looked amazing, and then she went in there, and they were so disgusted with the condition of the home. They moved out yesterday though, everything. Yeah, someone fixed it to get it sold, and it's a Canyon Lake home, and it was so dirty, right? That they spent 3 hours. No, they're the only Mexican family in Canyon Lake, and they fit the stereotype. It was 500 people living in the home. So I was like, you like the stereotype. Stop, clients. But it was real, right? And I told her, I told Jacqueline joking, it's the only Mexican family in Canyon Lake, and she goes, no, there's 2 others. No, there's 2 others. Okay. So
Actually, I was showing houses and he was doing open house himself and he showed up early and everything. Well, they mopped the house with a dirty mop. And so when he got there, the house it was clean, but it smelled. So, he had to Instacart a Swiffer and air fresheners and all this stuff, but if he would have showed up, 30 minutes or whatever before or right on time, you
would have had no chance. So thank you for saying that. There's tricks to making a house smell good. Number one, the cheapest fix is you go to the Dollar Tree and you get cinnamon, and then you boil it. Okay, you boil it for an hour before the open house, and the house will smell like a thing. You guys heard about the baking cookies there? That doesn't always work because they don't let you, right? But definitely do that. You could boil, and you could also boil oranges. It smells really like an orange clean scent. Or lemon and oranges, yeah. So you could do that.
Candles, I always say candles.
The candles, there's a whole rule around that because the house catches on fire, liability and stuff. So I don't do candles. Okay, but
you could do plugins, but battery
operated. You guys could buy plugins at Costco. I mean, these are all little things that you do, but these are tips from the pros. Create yourself. One time at this office, we had a lender pay for us to do open house boxes. You remember that? So we got you guys. It was like a little container, and inside we had toilet paper, Febreze, like all the essentials of an open house. You guys should create your own little box. You know, when you show property, the same thing. You always want to have toilet paper with you, hand sanitizer. You always want to have Costco wipes, because the kids of your clients will want it. You have snacks, water bottles. Like, be a professional that has these things with you. Okay. Flush all toilets and have toilet paper. Be enthusiastic and friendly. Right. Know your scripts. Know your scripts. When leaving, turn off the lights, the air conditioner, close all the windows. Turn all get all the leads. What you do with the leads, 90% of people do an open house and will never call them again. And then and 90% of those people will only call once. The best open house leads are like the old ones, because when they go like to 10 houses, they may get calls from like 5 agents on Monday. So they don't answer anymore. But just call them the next week. The other realtors are not going to call them. You are. And you'll get them. Got it? Just wait a few days and you call them again. Mail a handwritten note if they gave you the address. Thank you for coming to my open house. Command has the best open house follow-up smart plan. It has 50 touches. Put them on a command. Promote the open house in Facebook groups. In your local community, when you create an event, you can share it to all the open house groups. What else? Create an event FB group. So these are just my SOPs. These are the SOPs. Now, the day of the open house, you have a checklist with you what you need to bring with you. Bring your sold comps, bring your open house signs, sign-in sheet, clipboard, property flyer, a finance flyer from your lender, a rent versus own flyer from command, refreshments, business cards, a letter of recommendation, or your resume, sticky notes. Balloons are not, forget it, it says balloons, but no balloons, okay? Real estate, what else? Pick your neighbor script, right? Laptop, cell phone, a home buyer's guide, a home seller's guide. So you create a checklist so you know what not to forget the day of the open house. Okay. We have, you can mail, so these are some of the ideas. This is from a different thing. So this gives you an idea of what to bring to, paper towels, open house sign register, booties as needed. Remember, sometimes your clients, especially with COVID, they want you to have shoe covers. You can buy those wholesale at supply companies, like, or like a Home Depot, like shoe covers, or you could ask your title rep to give them to you for free. You know what I mean? But there's ways where you create your box. This is a great way to generate business. But if you do only one open house in your lifetime, is this going to work? But do you guys see the difference between a level 10 open house and just waking up, rolling out of bed, rolling up, doing 10 signs and hoping and praying that someone shows up? When there's thought and detail and you go all out, if you invited 300 neighbors to the open house, right? Someone's coming. If you give them enough notice, yeah? If you promote it in the local community, right? If you invite the neighbors. Inviting the neighbors, door knocking and inviting the neighbors to open house before your script is, hi Marcelino, I am Sofia, I'm a local realtor. I listed your home, Sharon's house down the street. I just want to let you know that Saturday there's gonna be a little bit extra traffic in the neighborhood because I'm hosting an open house. Have you ever thought of moving?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Where would you move to? Do you know anybody that would love this neighborhood? What do you like about living here? What do you like about living here? Inviting the neighbors is very important. At the minimum, invite 10 houses to the left, 10 to the right, and 20 in front of you. Because people will move near their other people's open house, yeah? Number of signs, find out, because in some communities, they let you keep signs overnight up if you're doing both days. So the way I see it is this: if you already blocked out that weekend for open houses, do both days, because a lot of the times if they like the house, they'll come back the next day. And sometimes when you allow someone to do it, like if you're going to do open house with someone else, like me and Amber are going to do an open house, I work my booty off on Saturday. And if they like it, they're going to come back on Sunday. They're going to write the offer with her because she's there on Sunday, on the second look day. People that go back another day, they're really serious, right? So guess what? It's better you do both days. Or don't get mad if she got the client that you talked to for 2 hours the day before. Hey, right? You want to be off, you want to watch football on Sunday instead of being there. Oh, well, right? Okay, social media, any questions so far? Is it a good reminder? Now let me tell you what you guys do that I don't like. Open house Saturday, 10 to 12. Because you're trying to do them and still have a social life. Then this is not the right career for you. This is a weekend job. You're a realtor. You are available when clients are off of work, yeah? So when people, if you're gonna go through this much work, I'm sorry, I believe open house should be 12 to 5 or 6. Like, it's gonna be an all-day thing. Minimum 12 to 4, but really the good people come later. Yes? They as you're taking signs down, that's when they start showing up. Have you guys ever done that? Because it's later is better, you guys. You could also do, like in LA, Twilight open houses. They do them during the week. Kind of like the neighbor one, but it's for other realtors. Let me tell you something that I did one time. And I'll get to you. My first ever $1 million listing, I was in my first year in real estate. My average price point was 135,000. A gardener came to my house to fix something for the HOA, and I solicited him. Hey, I'm a realtor. Do anybody wants to buy and sell? My parents need to short sell the home. I went and short sold their home in Moreno Valley. It was I kicked myself for not buying it. It was 60,000.
Wow.
I sold my friend James Vega bought it, and James Vega, you guys know him, and he just sold it for 450. But whatever, he owes me, okay? But I sold it to him because I was not smart enough to buy it myself. Anyways, that short sale, I ended up I made $300. The notary made $350. The notary made more money than me, and I worked the whole year on it. But the people that I short sold, they clean houses for a living, and they refer me to their boss that listed a house in Laguna for me for $1 million and bought one for 1.5 for me. So I was running late to that listing appointment in Laguna, my first $1 million listing. So I said, I cannot be late. A ticket's only going to cost $300. My potential commission is going to get me 15,000, which my average commission back then was $5,000. So this was 3 times, right? Or more. It was more. So I called it into the universe. So sure enough, whatever, I got the listing. Okay. A little traffic school I paid someone to do for me, right? So I got that listing, and guess what I did? I did a neighborhood open house because I didn't back then. I was like, how do you sell $1 million listing? I didn't know. So I called the local board, and they do a broker open. I didn't realize that in Laguna, women don't eat carbs. So I felt so humiliated. I bought my assistant. I showed up with like beautiful little sandwiches. You know what I mean? From a little deli shop. No one ate them. They're like, sandwiches? I'm like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I am so embarrassed with my Costco water bottles. Like, so next time I was like, I know what's up. Next time, Perrier waters, and you know what I mean? Like, step up your game. Hey, bring sushi or something. You know what I mean? So bottom line with that story is know your market. If I would have brought sandwiches to Moreno Valley, sold. They would have all loved me. Hey, Paris, hey, Lake Elsinore, hey, I bring tacos. Yeah, whenever I'm in an area, I'll bring portos. You know portos? Like the potato balls? That is what I normally bring to my open houses. If it's a nice area, I bring portos. I bring the guava bread, and I bring the potato balls, and I bring the chicken empanadas. So I bring that, and it's people always go, you got portos? It's like a conversation piece, and then they get build rapport from there. So don't be cheap is my goal, my point. Okay. Yeah. So and you have to invest in your business. So you guys like any of these ideas?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So my question was, when you have the open house with your listing, how many times should you have an open house for that listing? 1 time, 4 times?
Very good question. In this market, you could sell in the first weekend. Yeah. But you want to set the expectation. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you guys because you guys know I'm very authentic with you guys and real, right? If it's at the day of the listing appointment, if it's a good area, I tell them we need to host this home open, right? If I'm in a ghetto area, which I typically crackhead area, like that's where I love selling there too, if I'm there, I tell them what a bad idea it is to have an open house. I'm like, open houses don't sell the home. They're just a way for us realtors to get the listing. So let's not do an open house on your house. Are you okay with that? See, you have to see what you want to set that expectation. Because you don't want to be stuck in an area where you don't, remember, you don't want to do an open house in an area where you don't want leads at. Like if you don't want leads, I don't want, in this particular case, when I did an open house, I want to talk about this, okay? It's funny, but it's really not funny. I got traumatized from doing open houses because when I first got my license, I did an open house. This before I joined Keller Williams, because I'm a broker and I had a little lending brokerage. So I just listed a house for my aunt, had no training, no experience, and winged it. So a lot of this that I'm teaching you is from failing so much at it, okay? I could keep getting it better. I'm sure you guys can give me ideas to perfect my system, right? Because we are all, none of us is smarter than all of us. When I did that open house, she lived by the train tracks in San Bernardino. That area was really, really, really bad. You know how I know? Because they stole my tires, like the third time I was there, okay? Like, it was one of those neighborhoods. You guys remember when you used to put the thing on the steering wheel? What is it called? The bar on your steering wheel? That's the kind of neighborhood it was, okay? Walk in, guy walks in. I was new to the game. I was younger, and he locked the door behind him. He came up to me. He got my hand, put it behind my hand, and he kissed me. But luckily, when he locked the house, I already had a family inside. It was the scariest thing. So ladies, do not do open houses by yourself. Got it? Even the guys, don't do open house by yourself. Bring your AK-47 if you do. All right? We all have one, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. Bring your cuerno, huh? We could get one. We could get one. We could get one right now, right? Let me text somebody. Yeah, I know. No, but the point is, think of safety. Think of safety. Door knocking by yourself. Think of safety, ladies. This is no joke. That really traumatized me for a long time. I didn't want to do an open house, you know. I also watch a lot of Dateline, so that doesn't help. Okay. So very important, safety, open houses, safety, open house. You got it? Don't do it by yourself. Bring someone that's not in the business. Bring your boyfriend. Bring someone to do it, to go with you.
I was just gonna add to that, like when I've done them, I have an exit point. So like if there's a slider somewhere, like I'm constantly thinking about that. And if a family comes, you know, a couple comes in, or if the guy especially can't wait, because people are driving around, drinking on their golf carts, you know, that's happened to me. I make sure that I can get out of I don't back myself up into a corner. Like I wouldn't walk into a bedroom and like have them follow behind me, you know? So just be cautious of that, because there's always probably an exit you can get out of. So.
Yeah.
And then the time changes when daylight time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be too late.
Yeah. Yeah, so open houses, yes, I'll get to you, Mr. Derek. Open houses are an amazing way as a new agent to get business. And what I want you to understand, if you're a new agent, understand that you think, I don't know why new agents think this, and I remember this, okay? New agents think that they're wearing a neon sign on their forehead that says, new agent, haven't sold nothing. New agent, you think that people think that. But your energy is giving you away. All new agents think, I'm like, new agent here, haven't sold nothing. New agent here, haven't sold nothing. Consumers don't know, okay? If you're confident, if you know, you go in there and I always, before an open house, I would go to car.org and read the latest real estate news. And then I would do a real estate search in the community, and I would say, oh yeah, what is going to happen with the rates? How's the housing market? I would bring it up. You know what's going to happen with the housing market? It's the craziest. Who do you know in the neighborhood? What brings you to the neighborhood today? Talk to people, get them to sign in. And then what you do is you get them, like what I do is like, I bring up clipboards from, you know, Dollar Tree, they're cute, and just say like, the seller wants to know that who walks in their house, and for liability reasons, I need you to sign in. You know? Now, if I have a buyer that's gonna go to an open house without me, because that's what, remember, you're like a hypocrite in this business. You know what I mean? Like you're like, where's your agent? But then you send your buyers to go to open house without you. So if you do that, then what I would do is I call it an open house pass. So it's just a little flyer that says I'm being represented, like the buyer broker agreement. I'm being represented by Sofia Chacon. And then with my business card stapled. So whenever they make you sign in, just say, hey, just hand them this and don't sign in. You have to protect your buyers. There's a dog world out there. Got it? But I'm hoping the other agents don't do that so I can take their buyers. See what I'm saying? Hey, Marcelina. Yeah? Yeah, new construction. So part of my buyer consultation says, if you see for sale owners, call me, I represent you. Don't go to new construction without me. It's happened to all of us where they go by and we lost clients because of that. It's good reminders.
Yeah.
All right, does anybody have any other ideas that I didn't mention that will help us grow? Oh, Mr. Derek, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I remember, a while back with the, shoe covers. Somebody went to an open house, customer or viewer, whatever, and they slipped with the booties on, or the shoe covers. They sued them on bonds, so.
Oh.
Happened to a teen in Temecula.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to be cautious of that, like people.
Yeah, and then I also heard of a family getting sued for COVID. They said they got it from the house. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, we live in a world. Just be careful, right? Use your instincts. There's people out there that they're professional plaintiffs. They make a living and looking for ways to sue people and come up with money because they're like, what should I do today? Work hard or find someone to sue? There's people that think like that and they'll spend all their energy doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Any ideas? So open houses, I recommend that you do them. If it's your listing, do them every weekend. And even if you go in escrow, tell the client, hey, I'm getting backup buyers.
I would say, whenever you're nervous about them asking you is what you should have on hand. Like, I remember when Hector, I was still a lender and Hector did his first open house. And when he came back, he's like, damn it, like, I didn't know the tax rate. He asked me the tax rate and I didn't know the tax rate. So like, now we always have it printed from the tax, like it's highlighted, like everything, because we're just like, it's like a little program that he built after being like embarrassed that he didn't know the tax rate. So if you're like, what if they ask me about X, Y, Z?
How are the closest schools? Where are the closest schools?
Yeah.
You know, hey, how far is the freeway? Where's the church? Yeah, anything that's gonna like, yeah, very good point. Thank you for sharing that. How about you, Jacqueline? Any other tips?
Listreports.com is a really good resource to print flyers, and it has closest schools, closest restaurants, closest, like.
It does it for you, yeah?
it does it for you.
Yes, Lorena Lucelle. Yeah.
It's good for school locators, it tells you all the schools there, and it brings out a map and it highlights the area. And in that highlighted area, it also tells you the parks that are around there, so you're an expert.
An expert, very good idea. All right, you guys, those of you that don't have listings to do open houses, look for, just remember, like in this area, like 60% of listings are from out of area agents. They will let you hold it. They don't want to come. San Diego agents don't want to hold open houses in Lake Elsinore. LA agents don't want to hold open houses in Lake Elsinore. Okay? The high desert agents don't want to hold it. Like you will find someone that will let you. Just be persistent. They say no means call someone else. Okay? Find open houses. I think if it's gonna be if it's still gonna be the way that it's your state, see yourself as staying instead of, it's all about mindset. If you're like, oh, I have to put up signs, instead say, I am so blessed to get the opportunity to sell real estate today. You'll put it down with love and you put it straight and you care because you feel blessed instead of annoyed. Your energy shows. Your energy introduces you before you open your mouth. Body language is very important. Pay attention to people. You can tell their face is like, eh. This is me. I've sat with people recently, and this is them the whole meeting. Yeah? What does body language tell you? When someone crosses their hands in a meeting, they're closed off to you. They're angry. They're in victim mindset. They're in rejection. Right? Hey.
It feels really good to like your signs out and the first ones out, and then because we put them up at 5:30, 6 in the morning because it's like not hot,
And then your car, you can park in the middle of the street. No one's out there.
Especially when you put them up in the intersection, there's a lot less traffic. It's a lot safer than going out there rush hour like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
We always, when we're on our way back to the open house and we see other signs around.
Thank you for coming.
We're like,
Love you. You get all the good spots, yeah? Yeah, very important. Bye. All right, do you guys learn something today?
Yeah.
Crush your open houses. If you're gonna do them right. Remember, this is the kind of business where if you look at your paycheck and there's no results, it's because, remember my quote on my door. Don't be mad about the results you're not getting from the work you're not doing. Boom, right? I'm like, it's like me, I cannot be mad because I haven't lost 50 pounds. See what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing the work, so you can't get mad about the results you're not getting from the work you're not doing. Someone has lemons over there, I want saladitos now. Who knows what saladitos are? Like in the lemon? Oh, yeah.
This is what I have for my, but I.
Yeah, let me see.
And then I put, Saturday open house, 12 to whatever, and it comes in a big sheet, and we put it up on the property like you said, but I like it in black, and I have it in neon color.
Oh, let me see. Come over here. Where do you buy that?
This I bought it on iTunes, and this my husband gave it to me from work. So you know how you're gonna put the schedule? So I put open house Saturday, and I put from 12 to 3 or 12 to 4, whatever. And it's black and it pops out, so you can see it from the driveway.
Yeah, how do you stick it to the house?
Right here, you just make, you know those H-rings? Those
Yeah.
big metal ones, you just stick it in the front of the.
Oh, I like that.
You don't. I mean, you don't have to spend a lot of money.
Stands out. You guys, I would love for all of you guys to, we used to do in KW Corona, we used to have we used to have open house weekends where like once a month, the whole office we would just flood we'd paint, we call it paint the town red. So that we're like, okay, we're gonna host 20 open houses in Lake Elsinore this weekend as an office. And we like, it was awesome because then you could piggyback up off the signs, right? And we're like, the whole office was out there. Then our team leader was out there talking to all the agents and all the people out there in the community and passing out red books. Okay. Another thing that you want to do, another thing that you want to have at your open houses, you want to give away Millionaire real estate agent books to agents that walk in, and or Millionaire real estate to build your profit share, and then the Millionaire real estate investor. Have the book and say, if you're thinking about investing, enter a raffle to get this free book, and that gets you leads from investors. Enter the raffle from this investor list. Okay. Very good. Any ideas? Anything else? Did you learn anything, Amber? Tell me.
Oh, I have 2 pages of stuff I learned. Yeah, I like oh my gosh, there's so many things I liked, because a lot of the things you said I'm already doing, but there's a lot of not. So like, I'm always looking for online.
Miss Bailey, before you walk out, what did you learn? Yeah, she's next.
I like your social security number, correct?
Okay, good. All right, good.
Because Billy's participating.
Yeah, bye. Yeah, Amber, you will do amazing because I'm gonna tell you something that stands out, Amber, in the classroom. She took the most notes. All of you are taking notes? Yeah. She took a lot of notes, and that's a student right there. You know you're gonna implement. Good job, Miss Amber. Yeah, just make sure your safety, your boyfriend go with you?
He's been to one with me, yeah. And that was nice because I didn't get the score. But yeah, I've definitely been more careful lately because I used to go door knocking on my own. I had sketchy things happen, definitely. So I don't do it anymore.
Good. Yeah, and create an ambience. Like you put, your speakers, put your speaker with music, create an ambience and experience. So I'm excited because I want to do open house with my own listings because I get listings out of it. If you're ready, you will get listings out of it. Be ready to list homes. People are interviewing. Right now, the market is so crazy. People, how many families came to the open house you guys did on my listing in Moreno Valley?
Oh my God, probably 100 at least.
So where else could you do something where 100 people are going to come to you?
We retired.
You guys understand that? 100 people walk into you. You guys are still working through all those leads that gives you people to call back, doesn't it?
We got people to call back. We have one seller who's kind of on the fence. And I've been cold calling, circle prospecting, the area. So lots of work.
A lot of work, huh?
Lots of work.
Awesome.
That neighbor letter, I think, is like everything, because I'm getting a lot more traction from door knocking expireds than anything. But if you have like a specific audience, I think, in mind when you're doing that door knocking, that's perfect.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tell me about door knocking expires. How's that going?
I've got a lot of maybes, so it's a lot of circle prospecting. But I mean, I have one guy. I went to one expired in a really nice neighborhood. It turned out to be a pastor that my whole family knows and has known. Yeah, it's crazy. But he called me later and he said, "Hey, there is someone who wants 2 homes on this block. I'm going to give you his number. He doesn't live in the area. They're going to be vacant. He doesn't, he's like, you're not gonna be able to understand half of what he says, because he's like very Asian, but that's okay, just play with it. And he like was giving me all this advice. So now I've called this guy like 3 times, and I'm trying to convince him that I should like list his home, but he's like, oh, I've got people already wanting to buy it. I'm like, oh, well, let me give you the reasons why listing it, you can possibly get a better price and, all these things. So there's a lot of different instances like that, but so far nothing solid, but I'm trying.
Yeah, I appreciate it but working works, yeah?
Yeah.
Doing nothing gets you nothing. Remember, this is the kind of business where agents, you cannot lie. Okay, you cannot say I'm working 40 hours. I tell agents, you're not working 40 hours a week. Impossible. There's no way in hell that you can work 40 hours a week for 4 months and get 0. It's impossible. You guys agree?
Yeah.
You're doing nothing, period. Because if you do a movement attracts movement, something will come of it. You put minimum effort, you get minimum results. Maximum effort, people remember I went to lunch the other day with an agent from Berkshire Hathaway. She's a very nice lady. She has a yoga studio. We're friends. And I went to lunch and she said, oh my gosh, she goes, I mentor the new agents at the office there. And I go, you do? She goes, yeah. She was like, it's so sad. She goes, when they all start, this is them. They get in and they're like, I'm so excited. I'm going to make $1 million, 250,000. I'm so excited to real estate. She goes, and 3 months later, they're like, I have no money. I should be looking for a job. What did I do? And she when she said that, I go, that's so true. Because people think that you get in and you're automatically going to sell homes. Or a false illusion is also, I have a lot of people get in, get 2 leads, and then they're like, I can take the day off, I can go out for the weekend because I already got a lead. Well, guess what? You need 100 for one to close. So good luck, go get 99 more. Got it? One of the things is this. We use what's called, our coach taught Jay and I this. He said, I'm more of a doctor than I am a nurse. Okay? A nurse is going to tell you, are you comfortable? Can I fluff your pillows? And a doctor is going to tell you, if you don't quit smoking today, you're going to die. If you're a doctor, you're going to piss off people, but you're going to save your life. A nurse is going to be like, no, it's okay. Take your vitamin, right? So I'm sorry, I'm a doctor, not a nurse. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. Work or you will fail out of the business too. You will, because no one has enough savings to afford to not get a paycheck for 3-4 months. Or if you have more savings, that it'll run out too. A bank account with money that has nothing coming in will eventually die. Got it? So I don't want to love any of you into failure. That's why we're committed to bringing trainings, to teaching you what we know, because I want you to win. I want you to succeed. But I promise you, if you do nothing, you will fail in real estate. Not in life. Maybe this is not your calling. It's okay, because some people, maybe you have a different skill and it's okay. But if this is what you want to do and God put in your heart and you went through all that trouble to get licensed, paid all that money, and you're already here, get up and move. Treat this like a job. Treat it like a schedule. Wake up, get there by 8. Put in your time. Don't think that you're just free and you have your own schedule and I'm a realtor. Because if you don't have an escrow, you are unemployed. You are unemployed. You guys want me to be a nurse or a doctor? Okay? Because I'm not a nurse. I'm not going to be like, so let's all have open house fun. No, like get to work. And like open houses, to me, it's like, hey, you know, open house. And then Monday through Friday, you're calling. And then the weekend, like, see what I'm saying? Move, and this is a very lucrative career that will bless your family abundantly. You will have unlimited amounts of income. I promise you. But do the work.
Can I say something about that? When she says that you can run out of savings and that things can change very quickly, it can, because it happened to me. I was here for a few months, about 7-8 months ago. A few of you know me, a few of you don't. But yeah, basically ran out of savings, and I fell out, and I had to work a 9 to 5, or a little more than a 9 to 5, 6 days a week, 13 hours a day. And it's not fun, but it can happen. Because I thought I was set. I came in here, I thought I was set, had some savings, everything's good. And then, and then I thought I was hustling until I went out there and learned some real work ethic. So we'll see, I might fail again.
No.
But I'm not gonna quit.
No, you won't. But Jeremiah, guess what? Thank you for sharing. Okay, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate that. Because let me tell you something. I'm very proud. You walking in today was like joy to this office. Because with the minute you joined, we're like, no disrespect, but we're like, he's gonna make it. Okay, good looking guy. Hey, I was like, good looking guy, you already have a step ahead of the game, okay? I was like, smart, sit in the front row, always take notes. This guy's gonna make it. And the thing is, your savings, the thing is that your savings won't last you. Doesn't mean that he can't do the real estate industry. The good thing about this is that guess what? You're not going to succeed your way to success. You're gonna fail your way to success. So just get back up. And if you fail again, you just get back up. Remember, the people that succeed the most are the ones that fail the most. Look at the #1 people that do the most home runs. They also have the most strikeouts. Because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Got it?
When you first started, like a lot of people have similar story how money.
Oh, that was me. That was me. One of the agents, Lance Loken in Texas. I love his story because him and his wife were 2 days away from their house being auctioned. My friend James Vega, he was about to lose his house. He would not leave he literally like almost went to auction in his house. He started selling tacos in his house and renting his house out for parties to make his mortgage to stay in real estate. And he's a multi-millionaire right now. He has a huge portfolio, very successful, multiple businesses, but they had that story too. And that was me. I was like, I didn't get my first paycheck for 4 months. And I had learned the work ethic and lending, but this is the kind of job that it's not just work ethic. I have good work ethic. No, this is the kind of work ethic where you're like blood, sweat, tears, suffering, rejection every day, right? Clients scare you. Other agents scare you. People will tell you stuff, and you have to know how to process stress. And some of you, the biggest stress you ever had is what dress to wear. You know what I mean? You know, it's like, oh, the most I've ever endured before is what, right? So this is gonna slap you down to the floor. You know, this is gonna slap you down to the floor because you'll build resilience and grit. So yes, and I'm happy to see you back because guess what? When you go, that's exact. And the reason I have such good work ethic is because I used to work this hard at Pollo Loco when I was 17 and had a 1-year-old to support. No food stamps, no child support, no WIC. I had and then kids want to eat apparently every day. You know what I mean? And I was like, what do I do? What do I do? So you know, I learned work ethic. I learned get there early. You know what? I'm proud to say I had perfect attendance from kindergarten to 10th grade. Like I learned that from my dad. My dad had perfect attendance for 40 years. You show up early. You show up early. You show up to work. You treat this serious. You guys, please, you guys have such a huge opportunity. This real estate market is gonna be really hot. And if you work, it'll happen for you. Got it? But if you do nothing, and I also don't want you to be a professional student. There's some people that only come to all my classes and implement nothing. That doesn't work either. You will be broke too. You will run out of savings. Got it? I have friends that had 100 grand saving and then it goes away. It goes away. It may last a little longer, but it'll take you out. Got it? I have that extreme. I have the agents that have a savings that runs out, or I have the agents that have a military retirement that don't hustle. Another source of income, a husband, somebody's paying the bills. So there's that extreme. So I want you to wake up every day. I wake up every day and pretend I have zero money in the bank, and I show up like I start over every day. I hit the reset button every day. Because there's agents in the business in this office, they'll get a $15,000 commission check and we won't see them for 2 months, it runs out. Then they come back angry and then they do it again. And they torture themselves like that. See, when you have an escrow, don't do this. Babysit it. My escrow. My baby escrow. My baby escrow. You babysit and stop prospecting. Guess what happens? It cancels. Ah! Yeah. Or you babysit it, you get the check, and then by then it takes 90 days to get another one. So don't stop hustling. Like I come in, I'm like, okay, what do I do with that file? Go get another one. Go get another one. Go get another one. Got it? Ask for referrals, and we'll teach you how to get referrals from that. Your open house is a great resource to have people come to you. In this market, you get 100 people walk through the door. Even 80-20, like you will get deal out of that. Call everybody. Whoever has that sign-in sheet, call them again and again and again and again. No one walked in there just for the hell of it. Half of those people will do business in the next 12 months. Okay? All right, any feedback from me? You guys learned something today? You guys, who's ready to crush their open house? Are you gonna do level 1 or level 10? Don't wing it. Don't put a few signs up. Come on. Yeah, and I'm happy.
Good info?
All right. Thank you guys for coming today. Yeah, who wants to do one? Yeah, call the MLS. Do them. Do your open houses, okay? 3 open houses, and all these forms are available to you, they're gonna be here on Bed on KW the Lakes, okay? Yeah.
I have the list of the people that I hadn't mailed out yet, or sent it out yet, because I didn't send it before the